story.
Seinfuck.
The CEO assassin is hot. I think we all agree on that.
Let me just start.
Hold
Hold on. With the CEO assassin stuff, we're a week into this by now, okay? And this Luigi Moltisanti or whatever the fuck his name is certainly not the same guy at all. Even in the security cam footage they pulled from that same day, he was wearing a different jacket and had a different backpack. All they've really done is found this guy on Facebook, said, "Hey, you look a lot like the guy that shot the CEO. Would you like $3 million?
Would you like go to prison for an indeterminate amount of time, have $3 million, and get free healthcare because we know your back's fucked up? Hell yeah!
They give him the Tony Stark, like the fucking Captain America deal, where they're like, "We can fix you."
We can build a better you.
Just because so we don't dedicate this entire episode to the topic, it just
we should. I mean, it's a glorious day. It's our new day. It's our Gen Z Ted Kaczynski. Like, what are we talking about here?
We don't know that, first of all. Look, I just think it's incredibly suspicious that they find this guy and he has the pistol. He has the ghost gun pistol that everyone is so up in arms about in the government. All his fake IDs. His manifesto? Get the fuck out of here.
Handwritten manifesto.
Get the fuck out of here. That's not him.
He went 300 miles south to like a mile from his hometown and gets caught there, while a McDonald's worker recognizes him by the 2 inches of this fucking face that we've seen, as well as the fact that the cops were there soon enough to actually catch the guy. When was the last time you spent more than 10 minutes in a McDonald's? And when was the last time the cops came within an hour? There is a whole known thing in most fucking counties where it's like generally the pizza delivery guy will be there before the cops. Their jobs are actually on the line.
Look, it cannot have been a great neighborhood in Pennsylvania. I just refuse to believe it. And here's another thing too for you. Malcolm, hold on. Before we go any further, I just want to establish this. You Canadians do not have the distrust in government that we Americans do, which is why you're buying this Luigi guy as the killer.
And you never will.
Not.
You never will.
I mean, that's fair. I mean, people hate on Trudeau, but that's like, they're weak-minded. It's like I feel like hating on Trudeau is like hating on like just like a random senator. You're like, oh, cool.
The biggest conspiracy theory that your country has is that Fidel Castro is actually Justin Trudeau's dad. And that is it. That is the juiciest as you can get. Everything else is either real and they talk about it or they never talk about it again.
Yeah, I like that recently J.D. Vance said that Pierre Poilievre is the leader of the conservative faction in Canada, is just like a French-Canadian Mitt Romney. And they were like, we don't want to deal with French-Canadian Mitt Romney.
He's got binders of Quebecois women.
Also, Harper, you know how I brought up the Justin Trudeau Fidel Castro thing and then Malcolm just absolutely shut down on that time?
That's because it's a conspiracy, Robert, and Canadians don't believe in them.
He knows something.
Well, here's the thing, right? I buy it. I can see it. I can be like, I feel like,
he's totally deflecting. Our government literally poisoned us with LSD, and they're still lying about it.
Pierre Trudeau fucked, all right? They were a freaky couple doing freaky shit, all right? It was the 60s. It was different. People were fucking. Fidel Castro was hitting baseballs and just, plowing. That's what he was
Come
doing.
back down with me to America for a second.
Yes.
Malcolm. Put yourself in the position of someone who got a worse education than you, if possible. Can you've got a good education. Surely
can you
can
actually debase yourself like that real quick?
Just get on your knees for a minute. So
all right. I'll give you that grace.
Great. So you eat McDonald's cheeseburgers often as an American, surely.
I've also eaten McDonald's cheeseburgers.
Oh, great. You're halfway there.
As a Canadian.
Yeah, exactly.
But they're just better in Canada.
Now, imagine you never passed algebra and you got through high school on a scholarship for football or something like that, okay? You're now in the top 10 percentile of Americans. Good?
Okay.
You following me?
Yes.
Okay. So now imagine someone has told you that the money for government works was being reassigned to the governor's pocket, and there's a paper trail to back it up, right? This is believable, surely, right?
Sure. I believe it.
Yeah, all right.
No, you gotta acknowledge it, or else we're not gonna keep going. So you acknowledge that, and you understand that it happens, and now you live with the assumption that it happens all the time, everywhere, constantly, right?
Yeah.
So if someone, say like a rich person in government, told you, "Oh, we lost the track of the CEO killer and he got away. He's believed to have left New York." And then they magically apprehended him within 72 hours. Would you believe that?
I mean, listen.
No. More cheeseburgers.
How many cheeseburgers do I have to eat?
More cheeseburgers. You're mentally eating the cheeseburgers throughout your middle, high school, elementary school.
You peaked in high school, yes.
Drive through screaming at your mom for a Happy Meal. And that's what you've done for the last 20 years.
Your parents were divorced before you even knew how to say their names. Okay. You're American.
You're the average American.
Do you believe that's him, Luigi?
I mean, listen, I think there's a better chance that it is him than not, but
he's unable to conceptualize being an American. I'm afraid to tell you it's over.
It's fatal, ladies and gentlemen. It's fatal.
Not fatal. It's what are you talking about? It's not fatal. I'm just saying
terminally Canadian.
How is this terminally
Canadian?
It's not my fault that the new Ted Kaczynski's name is Luigi Mangione. Like, that's not my fault.
He's not the guy.
Yes,
anyone smart enough to 3D print a gun is going to throw it away sometime in the 300 miles of travel that he took.
Who said it was the same gun?
Why would he have two?
Why would he have that? You know what? Actually, no, he's cooking, Harper. He's cooking. Imagine if they did the ballistics report, like it came out publicly in the ballistics report, then it's a totally different guy.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Like, that's a kind of a power play, right? He got rid of the other gun. They can't find that gun. That gun's in the river, all right? That gun's in, like, I don't know what's going on in, like, between Philadelphia and New York, but it's, like, on some, like,
rivalry,
freeway
an intense
right now.
I think the Potomac.
Yeah. he buried it somewhere deep in, like, Old Town, Philadelphia. Like, it's just, like, it's gone.
He put it in a dumpster that's filled with dead whores, dead raccoons, and all the other ghost guns that are being used in Boston.
Yeah, he dumped that gun where, like, Al Capone used to dump bodies. Like, that's where I think that
So
gun
where's
is.
the second one come in, Malcolm?
So the second gun is there so that when they go and like, oh, look, you had the murder weapon. He goes, you sure about that? You sure about that? And then they like do the test and then it goes, oh, this wasn't
Why
the
have
gun.
a manifesto?
He had a manifesto.
Listen, every assassin has a manifesto. Name me an assassin that doesn't have a manifesto.
Name an assassin that doesn't have a manifesto.
Name the average politician that doesn't have musings or whatever you want to call it. It's not a manifesto until you're a terrorist.
The difference between okay, that's a fair thing because I was going to say, what's the difference between an assassin and a murderer?
The MGM shooter, by the way, did not have a manifesto.
He wasn't an assassin. He was a spree killer. That's different.
He was a spree killer. Yeah. But I think there was specifically that the cops like lost the encryption.
You're not an assassin if you're committing mass murder.
The whole point was the cops lost the encryption on his Google account.
Yeah, they lost it, Robert. Get fucking real, dude. Who the fuck is he's a high roller gambler with millions in dollars in debt. And suddenly he buys a house for his Malaysian wife in the Philippines and goes on a spree shooting, Robert. Put it together, dude.
Yes, it does sound like the CIA did pay this man to shoot.
Yeah.
Robert, what are they paying you?
What are they paying me? They're not paying me shit.
Harper, based on that logic, doesn't it make sense that a 26-year-old who recently got kicked off his parents' medical insurance, who had major back surgery, and is just an Italian man who also watched his grandparents die, I assume through the healthcare system, he decides like, it's time for me to go. He disappeared for 6 months. Everyone in his life says he's like, he just vanished for 6 months and then he just reappears doing this.
That's super convenient too, isn't it? That he just disappeared for 6 months.
I gotta say. You're just not raised on conspiratorial thinking, Malcolm.
Couple theories, okay? My favorite personal theory is that it was a government hit because he wasn't playing ball with some kind of regulation. So they hire a hitman, found a patsy, and set him up.
Well, there is the rumor that he was Brian Thompson, the slain. That apparently he was like doing some sort of like stock scheme where he was like selling off stocks, but like he wasn't telling everyone about it. So there was like rumors of like, could this be corporate espionage?
Bingo, bango, bongo. If you follow the money, it always makes sense. And that's not even the
why
worst.
Why is Luigi Mangione involved? Why is he here?
Because
why did they put
he's the fall guy, Malcolm?
But why did he put the Monopoly money in the backpack?
He probably didn't. How do you know?
We don't.
There's probably some random fucking guy.
I
guess it's like the bear. It's like the bear with RFK Jr. where you're like, weird shit just happens in Central Park every single day.
Because it's populated entirely by crack addicts. Yes, of course weird shit happens in Central Park every day. Those people are so slumped off of fentanyl, they don't know if a waking dream is perhaps reality or an actual physical nightmare that they endure constantly.
They're doing fan cams
of Luigi?
Yeah.
Malcolm, the safest thing to do in Central Park after 4 p.m. is a drug deal. It's the safest thing.
Wait, 4 p.m. in the winter or just anytime?
No, anytime, because that's when the cops leave.
Were they even there? Was that?
Yes, they were.
Well,
because they have to make sure people don't litter.
They found our money bag. They didn't find his money bag.
I think it's the funniest thing in the world if some random fucking guy in New York went to Target, bought a bag that looked kind of similar, and filled it with Monopoly money to throw them off the trail.
Which is probably what happened.
That's exactly what happened. Like, I bet you here's the thing. He is now in an impossible situation when he's asked about this. Did you put the Monopoly money in? He's got to say yes because it like creates the mystique, even though there's another guy who probably works at a Jersey Mike's who's like, yeah, I actually am the one who did this. I put
it doesn't even matter though. That's not even the worst part. The worst
Imagine
part
if it
is
was like a geo hunt. Like it was just like for like some scavenger hunt that some other like group was doing, and like it ruined the whole scavenger hunt because you're like, you're supposed to find the backpack with Monopoly money, and it just like turns into like it's in part of this giant.
This was a very interesting day to have that scavenger hunt if that's the case.
Yeah, well, it's that time of year where corporate America does like, you know, like, hey, we're family, we're gonna do like a big like Christmas activity. But because, you know, Christmas is illegal sometimes, you know, they find
and you think that would be funny, huh? You sick bastard. The eve that a CEO was shot in broad nighttime.
In broad 6 a.m., I think. Yeah. Right before his hair and makeup appointment, you monster.
And obviously there's so many people crawling out of the woodwork to say, oh, this is disgusting behavior. Everybody that's praising this killer should be condemned. They all have suits in their profile pictures. They're all verified and they all make above $100,000 a year. But I'll talk about now the reasons that I think it's not Luigi
Mangione.
Mangione. The only reason why I know it's Mangione is because of King of the Hill, where there's
Chuck
like
Mangione,
Chuck Mangione, who's a real person. And for a moment, I thought maybe they were actually like closely related.
That would be hilarious.
One of my childhood gaming clans was named after Children of Sanchez, my favorite song by him.
Oh,
we went by Children of Sanchez online. The song rocks. If you haven't heard, Sasha, can you input a non-copyright strikeable amount of Children of Sanchez here? Like the trumpet part, you know, that goes like perfect. Thank you. So
okay.
Yeah. First of all, Luigi Mangione sounds made up. That is a made up name. And it's an account probably that had a made up history. The New York Post also reported that guy that was identified in the Starbucks video camera footage was like afraid for his life and like spoke about that. So who the fuck is this guy? And how do you expect me to believe this after everything that's come to light in the last like 5 years alone? You know? How was your guys' week?
It's been good.
It's good. Malcolm, I was watching a lot of your guys' politics up in Canada.
Yeah.
Because I think they're funny. Because they're like trying to put on their big boy clothes and pretend that they're like the UK Parliament.
Well, because there's that, and then also like there's been the reaction to Trump basically being like, well, we could turn Canada into the 51st state, which is fucking stupid.
Yeah, everyone laughed nervously at that one, Malcolm. They didn't even fucking like disagree with it. They were just like,
he said that
I sure hope you don't do that.
To his face.
Yeah, well, I was like, to be honest, I was like, I kind of thought that was a sign of weakness for Trudeau to immediately go over to like Mar-a-Lago and like snuggle up against Trump. I was like, all right, this is a shitty move. The problem is Trudeau is slowly transformed from like, oh, he's like an interesting, political figure to
he's
being
the young
like,
hip politician,
as regressive as like a Kamala Harris, where you're just like, oh, like, all right, move on. We gotta get.
Malcolm, how could you say that? Can you do a good Ontario accent?
There's not really an Ontario accent.
Oh yes, there is.
Okay, well, I want to hear your Ontario accent, and then I'll.
That's like you saying you don't have an accent, Malcolm. Come on,
I don't have an accent. What are you fucking talking about?
The reason that my fellow Canadians are not better suited to tasks like road work and hard work in the daytime is because they would rather be at home with their families. That is what Justin Trudeau sounds like to me. Can you imagine that guy talking
that's
with
more
Donald Trump?
like Manitoba, but yeah, it's fair. It's close enough.
Is it close? They're like right next to each other, right? What's the matter?
They're right next to each other.
It's regionally close, and I'll take it. Frankly, I'll take it. This is a cartoon country made by Hanna-Barbera or something like that. The disagreements that your parliament has are so immaterial that it does not matter. And the whole thing that they constantly bitch about is the carbon tax right now. What is the deal with this carbon tax, and why should it prompt a special election, Malcolm?
Yeah, basically carbon tax is just like the way it works is that like you pay per basically for every $20 per ton of carbon that you emit, you pay like a $20 tax to help reduce carbon. So like right now that means that's like a lot of fossil fuel purchases, so like gas and stuff like that. So people
the money that they make from those taxes are supposed to go into programs that fund green energy and help reverse climate change.
They do for the most part, because Canada, one of the things again, the things are they're like, oh, we're getting fucked over by Canada. Like when Trump makes us angry, is that Canada has one of the largest battery plants in North America. It has the largest one for stuff like Teslas and the Hyundai Ioniqs, all the Rivians.
So that's why they explode.
Yeah, well, they explode because of other reasons. Because mostly they're in a Tesla, but that's
build quality
here nor there. But a lot of people think that if we remove this will reduce costs, and then they can spend that money elsewhere. But I don't really kind of buy into that theory. And I guess it does affect things like plane tickets and, kind of anything like that. But it's kind of for me, I think it's a necessary kind of tax. It's almost like a necessary evil in terms of.
Should be a tax on Tim Hortons if they wanted to make money. You guys are always stuffing your fat fucking faces with it.
Well, certain people are. I don't. I think
you
Tim Hortons.
It's like going to Dunkin'. We took a 10 p.m. walk to Tim Hortons one time. Shut your face.
I don't. Yeah, we went to get the tea. We all right there? Listen,
the $4 tea at Tim Hortons.
I got that decaf orange Pico tea at night. I didn't have any tea at home, and it's a good walk. And they don't have decaf teas at McDonald's.
I'm sorry, Malcolm. I shouldn't have called you out, but it was extremely funny.
Very publicly. It's a very.
Hey, Robert, I didn't eat a donut that time.
But you have eaten a donut before there.
Yeah, of course I've eaten a donut there. I'm fucking Canadian, all right?
With me,
what are you talking about?
Not just in general, just with me.
Have I eaten a donut with you?
You had the honey cruller.
Oh yeah, that's a classic. That's if you're gonna have.
This is very strangely walked back, hasn't it, Malcolm?
I'm trying to explain to you the carbon tax, and I'm being attacked.
I'm being oppressed.
Listen,
that's
again, here in Canada, we don't have heroes like Luigi.
Not yet, Malcolm, but it could be you. It could be you, buddy. You get one of those veterinary pistols that the killer actually used to kill the guy, and you find the nearest CEO. And that's all you got to do.
No, you have to go do that, the Anton thing from No Country for Old Men. You need the bovine killer. You just go. There were no bullets, but the thing is, you can't do it in the city.
I can already see. No. I can already see Malcolm writing on the bullet casings 20-year playoff and drought. Aquilini, what are you up to?
Yeah, a bunch of people think it's because of the Aquilini's just like horrible standards for like their farms, and they're like, they steal tips from their restaurants and all that, but it's actually just because they hired Jim Benning and it was the anniversary, and be like, you fucking wasted 7 years of my life. You piece of shit. You thought he was a good GM. The guy can't even get a job now. Jim Benning's hair was so like dyed black that when you sweat, the dye would run down his face like Rudy Giuliani.
I see. This is a sort of manifesto, FBI. So pay attention.
Yeah, Malcolm. If let's say theoretically you were caught in a similar sort of pants down situation as Luigi Maggiani, the claims adjuster, as we love to fondly call him on the podcast.
I mean, some people call him the Italian stallion, but that's like
what would you do if every single news agency out there called you known Italian man, Malcolm McLeod?
Known Italian.
First of all,
like they really focus on your Italian heritage.
I think one thing we're not talking about is because of the Italianness of Mangione is we're really going to see on a legal level for the first time since the days of the mafia. Are Italians white? Like, are we a white people? Like, are we?
Okay,
thank you for tuning in to Local News Canada, TSN Network.
Yeah!
Welcome to, no, they're not. Welcome to tuning in to the Canada News Network. My name is Patty Alcozo, and I'm bringing you the special news update. We have apprehended the Aquilini killer known as Malcolm McLeod. Robert told me he was so embarrassed, Malcolm, when you went to that Tim Hortons with him.
What?
And you got the receipt back from the Tim Hortons stewardess and you wrote your phone number on it and said, why don't you give me a call if you ever want to make some real money?
That's never happened. Malcolm never did that. Trust me, as someone who's gotten laid before by doing that, by putting my number on a check, it works, ladies and gentlemen, just not when you want it to.
Was she fat?
No, she was actually quite
How
good.
fat was she?
She was not fat. She wasn't.
Guess her weight.
Even if she was fat, it doesn't matter. She was very pretty.
She was so fat, dude.
She
Can you
was
imagine,
Malcolm?
That must have been quite the heifer. Did your car like sink a little bit when she sat in the passenger side?
She wasn't fat. She was a big, beautiful woman.
Yeah, that's right. That's his favorite category, as I'm aware.
I know she wasn't fat. I was just wondering, like, was she Israeli? Was she Syrian? Was she Azerbaijani?
Well, yeah, Robert likes to assuage his conscience by having sex with oppressed diasporates from different refugee societies.
So I hear your nation is a puppet state to China.
It must have been so awful to watch your father die when his regime was deposed in Iraq. I'm so sorry.
I'm just like rubbing my hands together. Hey, baby.
Hey,
I hear your family has deep ties.
Hey, baby, I heard you got a hotel room for the two of us tonight.
What's that supposed to mean?
What?
The implication there is that Robert won't pay for the hotel room. She's already got the hotel room.
Oh, I thought you were making like a weird Hotel Rwanda reference.
Yeah, I thought this was some sort of massacre reference that I didn't understand.
Fuck, Malcolm.
This is not a Hotel Rwanda reference point.
Should have claimed it. It would have been better.
You okay, bud?
No, everything's good. I mean, we haven't even talked about the fact that the Syrian dictator, he's been deposed as well. Like, it's been a crazy
Assad,
week.
yeah.
Assad's gone. They reopened Notre Dame. Like,
yeah, we took off.
Where's the Hunchback?
We haven't recorded in like a week and a half, and everything has happened.
As it often does whenever we don't record, which is the Seinfuck curse that we should have known by now would happen. See, the problem is that we'll take a week off. We'll put a couple episodes in the can or something like that. And, they're incredible episodes and we're so funny. And we cruise for a while, just happy as can be. And then the world ignites. Simultaneously, everything is fucked. And we have to come together and say it's our duty as good citizens of our respective countries to inform the viewing public of things that they heard a week ago.
Exactly. When the inevitable Canadian-American War reignites, 1812 Part 2, when that happens, you will hear it 2 weeks later on the Seinfuck podcast.
You know what else happened in the last week is this game called Marvel Rivals came out, right?
Don't tell me you're actually playing that.
Oh, I'm actually
I thought
playing
that
it,
was
absolutely.
a bit earlier.
It's not a bit. No, it's free, Robert. Of course I'm going to let them install their kernel level spyware on my computer.
It's free to eat shit, too. I don't do it.
It's free to take a walk. It's free to breathe air, Robert. What's your fucking point?
Okay. Well,
it's free to think your thoughts.
How about that, Robert?
In Trump's
opinions
America.
don't cost a yeah, absolutely. And unless you import your thoughts, it's going to stay free. That's right. Now, Squirrel Girl is noticeably a thick baddie in this version of the game with a huge ass and nice tits. And the internet, they figured that out real quick. And I think as soon as the game launched, someone said, I want her Blender model on my desk tomorrow. And boy, did the internet get busy. Let me tell you how quickly the SFM porn categories filled up with Squirrel Girl. Almost as quickly as the United Healthcare Shooters archive of our own fan fiction got written. And that is dizzying. It is dizzying how the speed of perversity motivates a writer or artist. And it's kind of beautiful. You see the stills from like Ed, Edd and Eddy or SpongeBob where all the characters are like fucking each other.
No, why would I look at that? Where is that on the internet?
Because
what version are you on?
What version? You could find this anywhere where SpongeBob's got a big dick that he's sucking or something like that.
Oh my god! Sorry, I just looked up Squirrel Girl on Twitter, and it's some of the most deprived stuff I've ever seen.
Yes!
I'm sorry you had to see that, and also send me some of it. Normally we like to stick to our corners of the internet respectfully, okay? And this is mine, and I'm sorry you had to see it. But the fact is that these people make a lot of money doing this, Malcolm. You ever wonder where you went so wrong? That's right. You didn't learn the fundamentals of art? No problem. Can you draw tits? That's all that matters, baby. As long as those nipples look lifelike, no one is going to question how bad your lines are. And that's the truth.
Of course, the character's also voiced by Milana Vintrub.
Who's Milana Vintrub?
The girl who used to be part of those T-Mobile commercials with the fat tits.
Oh, God, my fucking dick.
She was supposed to play her in the New Warriors show that never aired. Like she was Squirrel Girl, like the live action.
Can we get a reboot, please? Please, one little reboot. What's wrong with it, Malcolm?
They never picked it up. I think it's because it was going to be on Freeform, and then they stopped making shows for that channel.
What the fuck's Freeform?
That used to be ABC Family.
Oh, why'd they call it Freeform? That's a terrible fucking rebrand.
I don't know. Like, it's one of those ones where I think that's why it failed, was because it was supposed to be on Freeform, and then everyone was like, what the fuck is that? And then they're like, isn't that the channel where like Pretty Little Liars was on? And then, Secrets of an American Teenager? Like, that's that channel.
Attention Flash artists, please begin animating in whatever new program that you are in, since Flash has become antiquated. Overwatch characters having sex with Squirrel Girl. Seek payment at Buck Panic.
They're already doing it.
No, because Robert, you have to export it from Blender into a different program solely purposed for animating. Okay.
I don't know.
And
I don't know, and I don't
the
care.
project at Buck Panic for payment. Thank you. If someone actually does that and does message me for payment, I'm not going to pay them. Like, that's just
I was about to say, you could literally just hire someone. That's not like
pay them money. Hell no.
Pay for money what I can get for free.
Hell no. I could just draw that if I really wanted to see it. I am an artiste, okay, and I have been honing my skills. I have a butt study, a fantastic butt study, and I'm never going to show it to you, and you'll never jerk off to it. It must feel pretty small to be on the other end of that one. How's that feel, white boy?
Pretty small for some huge butts.
What are you talking about? You guys have a favorite kind of soda?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Yes. Why do you ask?
I'm just asking.
Malcolm?
Like, I guess one that I liked that I haven't had in a long time, so maybe this is just childhood nostalgia, but do you guys remember those like chubby sodas? Like they were these little bottles, and they were called Chubbies?
No.
That must have been a Canadian thing.
I probably isn't. We just don't pay attention.
Don't live far enough north to see them. What's a Chubbies? What's it taste like?
How is it spelled?
It's just it's spelled chubby, which is like CHUBB.
Oh, just the normal way you'd spell chubby. What kind of fucking whack ass early 90s shit is this soda?
What flavor is this?
Yeah, they had all the assorted flavors. Let me look it up right now.
One of the very first things that come up when you Google chubby soda is that what is a Reddit post from 2 years ago? It's like, whatever happened to chubby soda?
Okay, so this is like bug juice for Canadians, I'm assuming.
Yeah, well, they had like the soda flavors that you could get were like cream scream, which was a cream soda, pina, which is pineapple sunshine, a grape, a pear one, a banana one. The banana one was pretty popular, like bubble gum.
Go bananas, I see it.
There was strawberry, just tutti frutti, blueberry blast. You know, all the classic.
The playground jokes write themselves around giving someone a chubby.
Yeah,
I can see how that was a popular product.
That's what we used to. So I grew up like on this street that had this thing called. It was called the Beach Store, but it was nowhere near a beach, so we called it the Treat Store. And my friend, his family ran it. And yeah, we would usually like he would come to school with like basically like a flat of chubbies every once in a while.
And you would let him fuck you in the butt for one?
No. He had resourceful parents who knew what to get the kids.
You sell these for $1 a pop.
Yeah.
If you don't come back with $30 by the end of the day, it's your knees.
I'm moving your bed outside, and you can sleep out there. How about that?
Yeah, and I believe chubbies were first invented in like Trinidad and Tobago, but became very popular in Canada for some reason.
Cool. All right.
Maybe because of the Trinidad and Tobago diaspora there.
Maybe. I mean, yeah, they probably got big in Toronto and then just spread across Canada, like, Trinidad, Tobago, Jamaica, like it just kind of, Caribbean.
Do they call people from Tobago toboggans?
Huh. God damn it.
No, that was good.
Trinidadian toboggans. Actually, that would have been, that'd be the name of their, like, if they had like a bobsled team, like Jamaica does.
Robert, what's your favorite kind of soda?
I think it's a good thing that it's probably not as like readily available as certain other things. Like there's something to be said about a cold Coca-Cola on a hot day. Just so much to be said about like just a classic Coke. But honestly, I love Mr. Pibb. I fucking love Mr. Pibb.
Discount store soda is fantastic. Okay.
Yeah.
It's better and it's cheaper. And I'll tell you what, $4 for a 12 rack as opposed to $8 for a 12 rack. It's not even a question.
It's not rocket science.
It's not rocket science. Cactus Cooler is better than all of those drinks, however. Cactus Cooler is the best soda that was ever made. And it's an orange pineapple drink that you can get in Arizona. Is that true? Yes, it is. And I don't know where else they sell it. And I don't care because I don't leave the state because it's the best state in the union.
You literally complain the most out of here.
It's a hole.
Why are we talking about this?
It's my hole. Okay. I don't know. Will you bring up something then, smart guy?
I mean, here's the other thing. Like, it reminds me, like, there were like other sodas. Like, I remember, was this like popular, like in this, in the States? Like, I liked Tab. I remember Tab showing up for a moment.
It was popular amongst hipsters and women who wanted to be skinny that were fat. Yes.
And then,
I mean, Tab there's specifically like soda for girls for Tab, wasn't there?
Soda for fat women. Yes.
Was it?
There's also like a Sprite mint. I remember there used to be like a lemon mint soda.
What the fuck?
That does not sound appealing to me.
That's just like a hot drink that's being served cold.
That's just a non-alcoholic mojito.
Is that true? That's what's in a mojito?
Well,
I fuck women, so I wouldn't know.
Isn't it mint and like lime juice? And I don't drink mojitos.
But you knew what was in one. It's very suspect.
I also remember Pepsi Twist being like a big thing. Like, do you remember? Like, did you ever do a thing like they would bring around in like when I was a kid to this different like events for kids were at? Like is it a Coke? Is it Pepsi? Sort of like tasting. But yeah, but then there was that. But I remember Pepsi Twist.
It's just an anecdote about soda, just something that comes to the top of the brain right now. I was working in a restaurant, and one of the things that was kind of baller about this restaurant is that there was just like a mini fridge in the back that would constantly get restocked with soda. And that like it was supposed to be like, customers would buy a can of soda with their meals, but they never did. So it was just like the owners stocked the soda and all the kitchen staff just drank it and none of it got sold. And it was the sort of place where they never kept track about that kind of stuff. They just didn't know no one was ordering soda, but they knew it was disappearing. Anyway, at a certain point, there was a new guy working there, and he put vinegar in my fucking Dr. Pepper, and I kicked the shit out of him.
That's pretty good. You know, that's a good prank, Robert. That does remind me. I heard of a hilarious baseball prank the other day. Have you guys ever heard of the Jell-O caper?
No. What's that?
So the Mariners, of course, this would happen on the Mariners. We're not probably having a good season. I don't know. I don't know that much about the Mariners, okay? And I think you have to respect that because why would I? They're a L franchise. But there was a pitcher on the Mariners, and I don't have his name here. He has a quote here. He says, quote, "My favorite was with the Seattle Mariners when we pulled off the Jell-O Gate caper. Richie Zisk, Joe Simpson, and myself went to the store while on a trip to Chicago to play the White Sox when we were with the Mariners. And we bought 16 boxes of cherry Jell-O and got the keys to Rene Lachman's suite. He was the manager at the time, and we got our keys from the traveling secretary. Lee Pelakudos, I believe, still in the Mariners organization as vice president or assistant general manager or something. Well, we proceeded to get buckets of ice and poured 8 boxes of Jell-O in each toilet in the suite and mixed it with the ice, hence Jell-O. We also took every piece of furniture we could carry, including the mattress, box spring, everything, and crammed it all into his bathroom. We took the mouthpiece out of his phone, unscrewed all the lights, unplugged his clock, and toilet papered his room. Anything we could think of, we did. He came back from a night out, and poof, his room was no longer a room. The next day, he threatened the team with FBI, fingerprints, lie detectors, etc. Nothing happened.
What a bitch.
But as soon as the whole team was doing things for the next 2 months, it kept going. Ordering Jell-O to his room upon our arrival, getting play-by-play announcer Dave Niehaus to tell him that he got the culprits on tape talking about it, and then telling Locke he accidentally erased the tape. Therefore, quote, Jell-O Gate tapes lost, Lack baffled. I had that made into a headline on one of those fake newspapers in New York a few days later. We finally had our team party at the end of the year. We made up grocery bags colored like Jell-O boxes, and Joe, Richie, and myself put them on, and we did a What's My Line type of game. Then we took off the bags and exposed ourselves as the culprits. They sent him down to the Portland Pickles after that.
Oh no. Well,
that's classic.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you have a interesting soda story that you'd like, send it in to our email, seinfuck@gmail.com, or in our
have you ever ingested soda anally? What does it feel like?
It probably feels pretty good, but we don't want to talk about it that much.
We could
Please
talk
send your
about it
story.
if it's an interesting story.
It's not an interesting story. I've never done it. Have you done it?
No, why would I give
Then
myself...
why would you say it would be an interesting story?
Because
We're not encouraging you.
Okay. Robert, I want to know what drives a person to give themselves a soda enema, all right? I want to know why you put so much Coke up your ass, all right?
So
why
true,
was it
Malcolm.
actually not Coke and you actually just got discount, chain soda by the fucking, gallon? Why did you put that up your ass?
It's a great question, Robert.
Why didn't you spring for the name brand stuff?
That's what I want to know.
Why did you put Dr. Thunder up my butthole?
Dr. Thunder
It did
of all
remind me of a
things?
tweet I saw that someone posted as tweet of the year, although it was actually on Blue Sky. And it was, I never even considered Dr. Pepper could be a woman. Maybe I'm a bad person.
It was a very Blue Sky tweet. Very Blue Sky.
And they're not called tweets on Blue Sky. I'm sorry for everyone
what are they
who
called?
thinks they're called anything else. They're called skeets, and they always have been.
They're called skeets? Oh,
This
yeah.
website is awful. This is not a replacement for Twitter. It
you
sucks.
can't be like, oh, look at my skeets. Sorry, I've been skeeting up a madness.
Yeah, I've been
Are any of you
skeeting up a
fuckers
storm.
actually on Blue Sky all the time posting there and everything like that?
I don't
Robert
really.
is.
I mean, I'm not posting there, but I'm definitely
Robert, you are
liking and
posting there.
retweeting
You
a
literally
lot.
posted yesterday.
Yes, I did, and that's not constantly posting. I'm not Elon fucking Musk on Blue Sky.
You post about once a day. It seems to be your average.
That's
Sure.
fairly constant. Okay.
Sure, why not? You know what? Fuck it. I'm not ashamed of myself. I enjoy the website.
Listen,
it has block lists and follow lists.
Robert Skeeton, all right? And I'm also on Blue Sky because that's the social media platform I'm backing in 2025.
You guys are both tremendous, first of all, for going to a site that will expose your data in 2 years.
I'm not trying to chug slop every day of my life by going on Instagram.
There's more slop on Blue Sky. There's bots on Blue Sky that literally disagree with you to get you to engage with them. If you're like, I think that the sky is blue, they'll be like, that is a tremendous misrepresentation of the sky.
Harper. Are you saying that engagement bots aren't on Twitter?
I'm not saying engagement bots aren't on Twitter, Robert. I'm saying there's fucking tons of them on Blue Sky.
And you can block them, and they have block lists. Have you not been using block lists?
Robert, I am a free speech absolutist.
No, that's not true.
And every robot's ability to speak to me at any given time. Just today, Robert, I was contacted by someone I believe to have been an artist that was seeking to use one of my pictures at the ballpark as a mural. And then I said, use it for free. And he replied, oh, but I'm seeking to pay you for future endeavors. And I said, you're trying to scam me. Fuck off. Do you know why, Robert? Because I'm a free speech absolutist. I knew it was a bot from the opening statement.
Shut up. Shut the fuck up.
But that bot has a right to speech, damn it.
No, it doesn't.
There's a reason they call it human rights and not, You're
going to want to be very careful about this statement according to how these next few years play out. Okay? Because the bots are listening to this podcast.
My sex wife doll AI companion
my real doll
has as much realness as the average man. All right, this is why there's an epidemic of male loneliness, and it has nothing.
I know you're not mocking the male loneliness epidemic right now.
And you're not. I'm not saying that because I'm an asshole. I'm saying that because I don't want to recognize male problems.
Sometimes you guys are so fucking out of touch, it kills me, to be honest with you.
How dare you not think that real dolls are deserving of rights?
It's not okay. Well, first of all, if they could walk and talk and still were programmed to love, Robert, then yeah, they should have rights.
You can't program to fucking love. That's not how that works.
Sure you can. Love has parameters, don't it? All right.
Love has parameters.
It does, Robert, because you break up with women all the time for not meeting your parameters.
Yeah, because my parameters are weirdly high, and I
constantly in flux.
And I feel very insecure with myself, and therefore that's projected onto other people. Yeah,
you know who's going to know that? The robot.
Who's going to ignore that? The robot until I go, you're a robot. I really don't think that you have any life behind those eyes, and you're just sort of programmed to please me in a way that isn't legitimate. Or
the robot will legitimately just nod their head and be like, yeah, that's true. Do you want to simulate a breakup?
Only we get to have breakup sex.
All right, I'll miss you for the 2 days. Then I'll be in your closet.
Yeah, because there'll be a day of the sex and then a day for recovery.
Robert, it's over for us, okay? This experiment, it's failed.
What experiment?
Are you talking about America?
The social experiment, Malcolm. The one that we've all been living this entire time. All right?
Yeah.
That's why you don't have a QT 3.14 waifu of your preferred nationality.
We have a user submission.
All right.
We have a user submission from someone who would like to be known as Joel.
Hi, Joel.
Hi, Joel. Malcolm, you didn't say hi to Joel.
Hello there, Joel.
Thank you. Now Joel feels welcome.
Joelthy?
No, that's not his name. Say it right.
Jolson.
That's better. Please read.
Their song recommendation is Jesus Walks by Kanye West.
Okay.
Already a really great start. Just absolutely flame
What a
start
banger
here.
by Ye, by the way.
It's a good song.
I don't know.
We cannot relitigate Kanye West.
If you're speaking of Kanye, my sister posed this question. I'm going to pose it to you. Of Kanye, P. Diddy, and R. Kelly, if you had to be on a road trip, you had to listen to one.
Are you about to ask me who I'd rather be sexually assaulted by?
No, I was going to say who can you whose music would you listen to from those three?
Oh,
Kanye.
My thoughts.
sorry.
I would rather be alone with my thoughts than
Here's the
listen to
thing.
either
The
of
answer
those.
should be R. Kelly because the victims are getting the money from the streams. All right. That's
This
the
is a
real
trick
answer.
question, okay? Because you can't, in good conscience, listen to the music of a man who like kidnaps and pisses on minors.
Yeah, but those kidnap victims are now making bank through the streaming. All right.
When
So
you
just
buy
remember that.
Mein Kampf, do 100% of the proceeds go to like APAC or something?
I kind of think it might. Like
I mean, yeah, I suppose. I mean,
yeah, 'cause
Kanye West.
hold on, I gotta see that. I want to know who profits off
Who's
of
benefiting off Mein Kampf? Let's get
I'm pretty
real.
sure it's just open source, or it's just like public domain now. I don't think
Yeah, the
anyone
publishing
makes
houses
money
don't
off
want
of Mein Kampf except for like publishing companies.
Hitler's estate getting money from Mein Kampf would be hilarious.
Yeah, I get
The state of his nephew.
sales from at least from the U.S. publisher of Mein Kampf go to the Boston Jewish Family and Children's Services to help Holocaust survivors and their families.
So it's the same
That's good.
situation.
All
I
right,
wouldn't
so
read Mein
everyone,
Kampf.
you heard it here first from Malcolm McLeod. Buy Mein Kampf.
No, I don't. Jason, if you're gonna buy Mein Kampf, at least you know it's going to a good place. All
This
right?
is an ethically sourced copy of Mein Kampf, guys.
It's ethically sourced. Don't look at the signature on the back, and they don't see that.
Signed copy of Mein Kampf. No, dude,
I
that's
didn't buy
a
this
gem
from
of my collection.
Guys, I didn't buy this from the secret auctions.
Oh, now what was the user submission?
Yeah, Joel did have a question. We are not cutting shit from that, Malcolm. Their question is, do you think Jesus ate ass? And if so, which apostle's ass was he eating?
I don't think Jesus ate ass. Is that what you wanted me to say?
Yeah, kind of. I don't think Jesus ate ass. I think he got his ass ate. There's a difference. I think Mary
Okay.
Magdalene was a fucking freak, and it was rightfully so.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know enough about
He
the
was using
apostles.
that frankincense and that myrrh. Harper's legit mad at me right now.
So I don't think Simon's eating ass.
Simon Zealots? Simon Zealots is not eating ass?
I don't know enough about him.
Sasha, please insert some Gregorian chants here because we need to repent. Thank you. Repeat after me, boys.
Yep.
Are you ready?
Yep,
No.
I'm ready.
I believe
I'm
in
ready.
God,
I'm ready.
I don't believe in God.
the Father Almighty,
I'm a
The
Canadian.
Father Almighty,
creator of heaven and earth,
creator of heaven
Not
and
real
earth.
and in
places.
Jesus, Malcolm, shut your fucking turd cutter. And in Jesus Christ, his only Son, our
And in
Lord.
Jesus
Well, everyone's
Christ,
apparently
his only
God's
son, our Lord.
That's,
Keep
Who
going,
was
Harper,
conceived
keep
by the
going.
Holy Spirit,
Who was
born of the
conceived by
Virgin
Holy
Mary.
Spirit.
that
By
was
the
just,
Virgin Mary.
two people going raw dog in the manger. So
suffered under Pontius Pilate,
Suffered under Pontius Pilate.
was crucified, died, and was buried. You got anything funny to say about that, Malcolm?
was
crucified, died, and was buried.
He was hot. He got hot on the cross.
He
was just-
descended into hell.
Listen, you know what? I can make an argument right now that
On the
can't say
third day,
Jesus
he
hot.
rose again from the dead. He ascended into heaven. Say it, Malcolm.
On the third day, he rose again and ascended, just like our new Jesus Christ, Luigi Menangino.
Yuck it up, Malcolm. It's your eternity, pal. No, it's funny.
No, it
I
is
don't think
funny.
Jesus ate ass. No, I think if Jesus was doing anything, he was missionary. And I
don't think Jesus actually really ever had sex. I'm sorry.
well, Luther said that he was guilty of the act of conception at one point or another, or something.
Well,
like
Luther
that. But I think that's
also
all
said a
supposition.
huge amount of shit and was probably one of the most inflammatory writers in history because his like ascent
gonna kill
came
him.
at the same time as the printing press.
Yeah,
And he
that's
would just give out pamphlets and be like, that would say shit like, the Jews are being fucked by the devil.
Why don't you ask this question about Muhammad, huh? Are you scared?
I will right now. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, Muhammad probably did eat ass.
Yeah,
Amen.
that's easy.
Absolutely.
All right.
He also had like an 8-year-old wife, so let's
He had
not.
an 8-year-old bride and ate ass, and everyone knows it.
Yeah, we're trying to listen. I'm just looking at did Joseph Smith eat ass?
Absolutely. Are you fucking kidding?
Ate the most ass.
Yeah,
Joseph Smith, out of all the so-called prophets in history, probably has like a metric like kilo of ass in his entire. It is not even close.
You know, him and his wives were just absolutely like they had to break out the rubber sheets.
Were fucked up, dude.
Yeah,
fucked up. Okay.
Did L. Ron Hubbard eat ass?
Intellectually, I suppose he would.
L. Ron Hubbard was a literal pedophile, so sure.
Was he a pedophile? Is that true?
Yes. What? I mean, we can do research. That's what I remember hearing. You know what?
No, I'm ready to believe it because fuck Scientology, but
yeah.
That's how it is. I think we have to be equal opportunity with our religion bashing. That's what I mean at the end of the day.
Couple more. Nostradamus, did he eat ass?
He's not a religious
I think
figure.
he predicted the ass before he ate it, yeah.
Okay, go on.
I'm trying to find more famous prophets, but I'm losing.
Oh, you're running out.
I'm running out. Moses. Did Moses eat ass?
Yes, absolutely. He was Egyptian before he went reformist Jew.
I think it's likely that people didn't have clean asses back then. I'm going to say no. I'm going to say that Moses didn't eat ass because he probably didn't want to eat shit.
No, they wiped with sand. It was actually very like historically, the Egyptians were freaky.
They needed to be told that they couldn't eat lions back then.
Does Sun Myung Moon eat ass?
Who's that?
What prophet
from
is
the
he for?
Moonies?
The fucking
the
Moonies?
Goonies?
No, because the Moonies are weird freaks, but in the opposite direction.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think, Robert?
No, absolutely not.
No, I see.
Okay, and then we said Confucius. Did Confucius eat ass?
Yes. He
Confucius
believed in
fucked.
He believed in filial piety and the taste of butthole. That's
and
it.
Did Buddha eat ass?
As you understand it, maybe, but I think what he was doing was perhaps more a delicate massage on the soul, starting at the 8th chakra.
There's no such thing. He would say that there's really no such thing as eating ass. Eating ass is a concept.
It's a concept, Malcolm, and you just don't understand. Okay? Have you ever eaten ass, Malcolm?
No, it's one thing I haven't done. I just hasn't been for
Malcolm hasn't eaten ass. Malcolm hasn't eaten ass.
Malcolm doesn't eat ass.
Harper, have you eaten ass?
Proudly.
I eat ass from the back. What the fuck are you talking about?
Absolutely. And if you want me to be ashamed about it, well, you're talking to the wrong guy.
Yeah.
I'm a millennial, and I eat ass.